Ever get that feeling, like you're drowning in tech jargon?
Oh, absolutely.
One minute it's the cloud, the next you're trying to decode acronyms you've never even seen before.
It's a lot, right? And everyone expects you to just keep up.
Exactly. So that's where our deep dive today comes in, I think. We're diving into the world of ICT Vendor Relationship Management,
These are the people who, like, live and breathe tech.
the Sherpas of the tech world guiding us through those treacherous terrains. Right?
Perfect analogy. Because it really is about building bridges, isn't it?
Between what, though?
Between companies and their tech needs, yeah. But it's bigger than that.
Okay, I'm following.
It's about those strategic partnerships, the ones that are so essential in today's world.
Right, right. And we're using RoleCatcher as our guide for
Yeah.
this, right?
We are. Their insights are really valuable. We're looking at their career guide for ICT Vendor Relationship Managers.
Oh,
And their Ace Your Interviews and Streamline Your Job Search guides, too.
a whole bunch of good stuff. So first things first, what does an ICT vendor relationship manager actually do?
Well, picture this. You're the central point of contact between your company and every single one of your IT vendors.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's more than just ordering new laptops when the old ones break, huh?
Way more. Think big picture. Implementing a whole software system, maybe? Or negotiating contracts for cloud services?
We're talking big leagues here.
Absolutely. Or even managing the entire outsourcing of your IT.
And outsourcing, that's huge in ICT, isn't it? RoleCatcher really seems to emphasize that.
Yeah. And it's not just about finding the cheapest option anymore. It's about finding the right partners.
Partners that can grow with you.
Exactly. Partners aligned with your company's long-term goals. Ones that can adapt as those goals change.
I bet that takes serious negotiation skills then, right? Especially with data security and those service agreements and all that.
You're telling me. That's just the tip of the iceberg, though. You need to be good at managing complex projects, too. Mitigating risks, making sure everything's up to industry standards.
Sounds intense.
It can be, yeah, but the career progression is there.
I did notice RoleCatcher mentioned some other job titles, things you could move into from this role,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like telecommunications manager or getting into something more specialized with cybersecurity vendors.
Right, exactly. There's room to grow and, find what you're really good at.
Yeah. Find your niche. And speaking of what you need to be good at, the career guide had a whole list of skills for this.
Oh, I bet. Let me guess.
Yeah.
Communications at the top.
You know it.
Classic.
But it makes sense, right?
Absolutely. You're constantly bridging the gap between the tech world and, well, everyone else.
Between the ones who speak the language
And
and...
the ones who don't.
Yeah.
It's not just about understanding the techie stuff
You need to explain it.
in a way anyone can get, in a way that matters to them.
So you're like a translator, but also a bit of a diplomat?
100%. I had this situation once early in my career. Total communication breakdown over a software upgrade. Yeah, nearly derailed the whole project.
Yikes.
It was a nightmare getting everything back on track. Taught me a lot, though, about, clear communication.
Especially when you're working with people who maybe don't have that deep technical knowledge.
For sure.
So alongside communication, we've also got negotiation skills. What kind of things are we talking about negotiating here in the context of ICT vendor relationships?
Think everything. Contract terms, service level agreements, pricing, even intellectual property rights.
Wow, it's a lot more than I realized.
That's a lot of back and forth with a lot of different people.
You've got to be able to think on your feet, I imagine.
Big time. Things change fast in the tech world.
Adaptability. Being able to solve problems on the fly.
Crucial. New technologies, vendors popping up left and right.
Not a job for someone who likes routine, then.
Definitely not. And, speaking of being comfortable in the tech world, it's not just about knowing how to rebuild a server anymore. You got to be up on cloud computing, cybersecurity, even data privacy laws. It's a lot.
Sounds like you're always learning in this field.
Pretty much. And that's part of the fun, right? Keeps things interesting.
It keeps you on your toes. RoleCatcher seemed big on having a solid education, though, as a starting point.
Yeah, a bachelor's degree is usually what they're looking for.
In what, though? Anything specific?
Information technology is the obvious one, or computer science. But honestly, even business administration's good. Gives you that foundation.
That solid base.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you got to build on it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so how do you do that besides, actually working in the field?
Certifications. Those are your golden ticket. They show you've gone the extra mile.
They're mentioned a bunch in the career guide, specifically that ITIL Foundation one. What's that all about?
So ITIL, it's like the the rule book for IT service management.
Okay, everyone's on the same page.
Exactly. You could be working with a dozen different vendors, each with their own quirks. But the ITIL principles, those are universal.
So it's a shared language,
Exactly.
basically.
And I mean, ITIL's not the only game in town. There are others, like if you're big into outsourcing, there's the Certified Outsourcing Professional Designation.
Right, which we talked about earlier, how important outsourcing is.
Huge part of it, yeah.
Okay, so you've aced your classes, you're racking up those certifications, you're basically fluent in tech jargon. How do you actually find a job in this field then?
Ah, now that's where things get really interesting and where RoleCatcher, I think, truly shines.
Their streamline your job search guide or
Because the
what's
one, they get it. They understand that job hunting is a job in itself sometimes.
the worst kind of job, some might say.
Right. You're on all these different websites, tweaking your resume a million times.
Ugh, don't even get me started on those online applications. It's like they're trying to make it complicated.
Tell me about it. But RoleCatcher, they simplify it.
Mhm.
They pull in job postings from everywhere. You name it, it's on their platform.
So you're not wasting time on a million different tabs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One-stop shop. Plus, they have this plugin, RoleCatcher. Capture. It's a game changer.
Okay, what does it do?
You see a job posting anywhere online, literally anywhere. You click a button, it's saved to your RoleCatcher dashboard.
No more frantic bookmarking.
Exactly. Keeps everything organized. And then on top of that, they analyze the job descriptions for you.
What do you mean?
They break it down, tell you exactly what skills they're looking for, what experience.
That's so helpful.
Right. And then get this, they compare it to your resume.
No way.
Wait, they tell you how well you match up. And you can even save different versions of your resume on there.
Wait, hold on. So, like, tailored to different types of jobs.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher will actually tell you which version to use for each application. It's amazing.
Okay, so let's say you've used RoleCatcher. You found a perfect job. You've sent in that tailor-made resume.
You've wowed them with your skills.
Exactly. And now you've got the interview. Do they have anything to help with that part?
Oh, absolutely. Their Ace Your Interview section, it's like having a secret weapon.
Oh, tell me more.
They have this huge database of interview questions. It's incredible.
Wow.
Over 120,000 of them.
120,000. Are we talking like general interview questions here or?
They've got it all. Everything from the classics, tell me about yourself, to really specific stuff about ICT vendor relationships.
So things like,
Oh, contract negotiation, different outsourcing models, risk management, you name it.
wow, so you can really get into the nitty-gritty.
Oh, for sure. It's not just about memorizing answers, though.
Right, because they're probably looking for more than just a parrot.
Exactly. They give you all these insights with the questions, like why they're asking, what they want to hear.
That's so helpful. I've definitely been in interviews where I'm like, I think I get what they're asking, but...
You're not sure what they're really after.
Exactly.
That's where those insights are gold. You
Yeah.
can tailor your response, really show them you get it.
So you're not just answering the question, you're showing them you understand what it all means.
Exactly. And the best part is, they even have AI-powered feedback on your answers. You can practice, record yourself.
Wait, really? So it's like having a personal coach, but AI.
Exactly. It's amazing. It analyzes everything, your delivery, the content, even your tone of voice.
Technology these days, it's unbelievable. I'm so impressed with how RoleCatcher is using it all. This is way beyond just reading generic advice online.
Oh, absolutely. It's personalized. It's tailored to you.
So to wrap things up, it sounds like ICT vendor relationship management is a pretty amazing field to be in.
Oh, it definitely keeps you on your toes. Technology's not slowing down anytime soon.
And if anyone's thinking about diving into this world, RoleCatcher seems like the resource to have in your back pocket.
100%. They guide you through everything, from understanding what the job even is to acing that interview. It's
That's
great.
great. And they have no idea we're saying all this, by the way. We just genuinely think they're doing great work.
For real.
But before we wrap up completely, I do have one final thought for our listeners. Technology, it's always changing. So what do you think the future holds for ICT vendor relationship managers? What new skills will they need? What new challenges will they face? Something to think about.
Lots to think about.
As always, folks, stay curious. We'll see you in the next deep dive.